Published, 8:50 Eastern Standard Time, the 23rd of January 2019. Updated, 8:57 Eastern Standard Time, the 23rd of January 2019. Mariano Rivera set the career saves record with 652 in 19 seasons plus 42 more in the postseason. The New York Yankees didn't even wait until his final game to retire his No. 42. He was the last player in the major leagues to wear that number, grandfathered when No. 42 was retired in honor of Jackie Robinson in 1997. Mariano Rivera was called a great player and a great person by President Trump on Tuesday after becoming the first unanimous selection to the Baseball Hall of Fame. The retired New York Yankees closer's pitching career ended in 2013, but he currently co-chairs Trump's Council on Sports Fitness. "I am thankful for Mariano's support of the Opioid Drug Abuse Commission and at Fitness.gov." The president also posted a video of Rivera walking out onto the diamond to a standing ovation at the 2013 All-Star Game. At Citi Field, the Baseball Writers Association of America announced Cooperstown's class of 2019, and of the 425 ballots that were cast, every single one included the name of the Panamanian legend, Ken Griffey Jr. Previously held the mark for top percentage at 99.32 when he was on 437 of 440 ballots 2 years ago. Accused steroids users Roger Clemens, a 7-time Cy Young winner, and Barry Bonds, a 7-time MVP, were less fortunate. Neither received 75% of the vote, which is required for induction. Bonds got 59.1% and Clemens 59.5%. President Donald Trump tweeted a video in praise of Mariano Rivera on the night of January 22. The same can be said for retired pitcher Curt Schilling, who previously blamed his outspoken political views for his failure to be inducted. On Sunday night, President Donald Trump tweeted out his support for Schilling, but the voting concluded on December 31. Those who did receive at least 75% of the vote include Seattle Mariners designated hitter Edgar Martinez, late Philadelphia Phillies pitcher Roy Halladay, and longtime Baltimore Orioles pitcher Mike Mussina. Rivera has become baseball's first unanimous Hall of Fame selection, elected along with Roy Halladay, Edgar Martinez, and Mike Mussina. Halladay's election will be tinged with melancholy. The two-time Cy Young Award winner died in November 2017 at age 40, when the airplane he was piloting crashed into the Gulf of Mexico off the coast of Florida. He went 203-104 with a 3.38 ERA in 12 seasons with Toronto and 4 for Philadelphia. Rivera, Mussina, and Martinez will be inducted along with former Chicago Cubs reliever Lee Smith and longtime designated hitter Harold Baines in Cooperstown, New York. On July 21, Bonds, Clemens, Schilling, Manny Ramirez, Gary Sheffield and Sammy Sosa will all remain on the ballot next year, as they have not reached the 10-year eligibility limit on the Hall of Fame ballot. Afterwards, Schilling gave his approval of the BBWAA's selections, 4 men who absolutely deserved it, he wrote on Twitter. "We're better men than they were players, and they're sick off players. Congrats Mo, Doc, Moose and Edgar. You all are deserving." He was tracking at 90.3% support this year. Players' final totals usually drop by 5 to 7% from the vote tracker. Martinez would join 2014 inductee Frank Thomas as the only players in the Hall who played a majority of their games as a designated hitter. David Ortiz is likely to make it 3 when he becomes eligible in 2022. In a tweet on Sunday night, President Donald Trump voiced his support for Schilling's candidacy. "Curt Schilling deserves to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame," Trump wrote in a tweet he posted on Sunday night. "Great record, especially when under pressure and when it mattered most. Do what everyone in baseball knows is right." Schilling, 52, immediately showed his gratitude on Twitter. "Thank you, Mr. President. Do not give in on any of it. We are behind you." Unfortunately for Schilling and Trump, the voting deadline was December 31, so the president's support could not help Schilling this time. A year ago, Schilling's 5th on the ballot, he received votes from 52.1% of the 422 voters, who were given up to 10 selections to disperse among the candidates. A player's name needs to appear on 75% of the ballots in order to be inducted into Cooperstown. Barry Bonds, left, and Roger Clemens, right, both on for the 7th time, also are gaining as younger voters appear less inclined to withhold support because of allegations of steroids use. Bonds rose to 56.4% last year from 36.2% in his first appearance, and he was tracking at 71.2%. Clemens increased from 37.6% in 2013 to 57.3% last year and was tracking at 71.7%. Toronto Blue Jays fans hold up asterisk cards during MLB game action as accused steroids user Alex Rodriguez steps to the plate. The asterisk has come to symbolize baseball's steroid era. Rivera set the career saves record with 652 in 19 seasons plus 42 more in the postseason. The New York Yankees didn't even wait until his final game to retire his No. 42. He was the last player in the major leagues to wear that number, grandfathered when number 42 was retired in honor of Jackie Robinson in 1997. Rivera's efficiency was renowned on a Yankees dynasty that he helped win 5 World Series titles. He retired the side in order in 229 of his 491 three-out saves. According to the Elias Sports Bureau, he broke the previous mark of 601 saves, set by 2018 inductee Trevor Hoffman. Mike Mussina was 39 when he retired after going 20-8 in 2008 and becoming the oldest first-time 20-game winner. He was 270-153 with 2,813 strikeouts in 18 seasons for Baltimore and the Yankees, and had he remained active he had a chance to reach 300 wins and 3,000 strikeouts. Rivera made a weepy exit in September 2013, when teammates Derek Jeter and Andy Pettitte went to the mound to remove him against Tampa Bay in what turned out to be his finale. After the final out, Rivera went back to the mound where he became famous and gathered a bit of his workplace to take home. "I wanted to get some dirt, just stay there for the last time, knowing that I ain't going to be there no more," he said. Halliday's election will be tinged with melancholy. The two-time Cy Young Award winner died in November 2017 at age 40, when the airplane he was piloting crashed into the Gulf of Mexico off the coast of Florida. He had amphetamines, morphine and traces of drugs used to treat insomnia in his system at the time of the deadly crash. He went 203-104 with a 3.38 ERA in 12 seasons with Toronto and 4 for Philadelphia. In 2010, he pitched a perfect game against the Marlins in May, then threw a no-hitter against Cincinnati in the NL Division Series opener, only the second no-hitter in postseason history after Don Larson's perfect game for the Yankees against Brooklyn in the 1956 World Series. Halliday retired at age 36 because of back injuries. "I want to continue to do things I enjoy doing, spend time with my family," he said when making the announcement. "The biggest thing is, I'm trying to avoid surgery." The Baseball Writers Association of America will announce the Hall of Fame class of 2019 on Tuesday. However, the voting deadline was December 31st, so Trump's support did not help Schilling this time around. However, he will remain eligible until 2022. As Trump pointed out, Schilling's postseason numbers are strong. Not only does he boast an 11-2 postseason record with an impressive 2.23 earned run average, but he also factored into historic wins over the New York Yankees in the 2001 World Series and 2004 ALCS. Curt Schilling, 52, immediately showed his gratitude to President Trump on Twitter. Martinez received 36.2% support in his first ballot appearance in 2010, well short of the 75% needed. He rose from 27% in 2015 to 43.4% the following year, to 58.6% in 2017 to 70.4% last year, when he fell 20 votes shy of the 317 needed. "We are trending up. Next year may be the year," he tweeted after the 2018 vote. Martinez hit .312 with 309 home runs in 18 seasons with Seattle, like Rivera spending his entire career with one organization. He was tracking at 90.3% support this year. Players' final totals usually drop by 5 to 7% from the vote tracker. Martinez would join 2014 inductee Frank Thomas as the only players in the Hall who played a majority of their games as a designated hitter. David Ortiz is likely to make it 3 when he becomes eligible in 2022. Former Chicago White Sox slugger Harold Baines was already inducted to the Hall of Fame by the Today's Game era committee. 6 players were inducted last year, included 4 voted in by writers, 1 shy of the record set in the first year of balloting in 1936. Pitcher Lee Smith and designated hitter, outfielder Harold Baines were elected last month by the Today's Game era committee and will be inducted on July 21. Rivera and Smith will increase relievers at Cooperstown by 25% weight, joining Hoyt Wilhelm, 1985, Rollie Fingers, 1992, Dennis Eckersley, 2004, Bruce Sutter, 2006, Rich Gossage, 2008, and Hoffman. Including Smith and Baines, 25 people have been voted in since 2014. Messina was 39 when he retired after going 20-8 in 2008 and becoming the oldest first-time 20-game winner. He was 270-153 with 2,813 strikeouts in 18 seasons for Baltimore and the Yankees, and had he remained active he had a chance to reach 300 wins and 3,000 strikeouts. "My numbers match up well with guys who are in the Hall of Fame," he said when he retired. Messina got 20.3% of the vote in his first appearance, rose to 43% in 2016, 51.8% the following year and 63.5% in 2018. This is his 6th appearance, and he was tracking at 81.4%. Halladay died in November 2017 at age 40, when the airplane he was piloting crashed into the Gulf of Mexico off the coast of Florida. He went 203-104 with a 3.38 ERA in 12 seasons with Toronto and 4 for Philadelphia. He had amphetamines, morphine and traces of drugs used to treat insomnia in his system at the time of the deadly crash. Bonds and Clemens, both on for the 7th time, are inching closer to induction, earning 59.1% and 59.5%, respectively. Bonds rose to 56.4% last year from 36.2% in his first appearance. Clemens increased from 37.6% in 2013 to 57.3% last year. Schilling, also in his 7th appearance, rose from 51.2% last year to 60.9% this year. Their best chance could come in 2021, when no first-time candidates are odds-on favorites. Jeter heads the newcomers on the 2020 ballot. Outspoken supporter of Trump, the former Boston Red Sox and Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher appeared on Mark Levin's Fox News show on Sunday night and argued that he felt his conservative political views were preventing his induction into Cooperstown. Retired players can only be considered for 10 seasons. A year ago, Schilling's 5th on the ballot, he received votes from 52.1% of the 422 voters, who were given up to 10 selections to disperse among the candidates. A player's name needs to appear on 75% of the ballots in order to be inducted into Cooperstown. Is that because of your views? Levin asked. You think it's political? Part of it is, Schilling said. I mean, it's not a guess. People that have not voted for me specifically because of the things I've said or did, they've said it. They've come out and said, I can't vote for him because of what he said and what he did. Schilling also complained that he was suffering the same fate as players such as Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds, who were later found to have used steroids during their careers. They are equating me and something they think I've done or said with guys who willingly cheated, Schilling said. Schilling had worked as an analyst for ESPN, but was fired in 2016 for sharing an anti-transgender meme on Facebook. He had previously been suspended by the network from comparing Muslims to Nazis on Twitter. Schilling also applauded a picture on social media that depicted a man wearing a t-shirt that read, "Rope. Tree. Journalist. Some assembly required. Okay, so much awesome here," Schilling wrote. Afterwards, Boston Globe columnist Dan Shaughnessy wrote that he would no longer consider Schilling when voting for the Hall of Fame. Count me out on Curt Schilling, he wrote. I shall invoke the character clause this year. Schill has transitioned from a mere nuisance to an actual menace to society. His tweet supporting the lynching of journalists was the last straw for this voter. Kurt later claimed he was joking. Swell, pitcher Lee Smith was elected last month by the Today's Game Era Committee and will be inducted on July 21. Rivera and Smith will increase relievers at Cooperstown by 25% weight, joining Hoyt Wilhelm, 1985, Rollie Fingers, 1992, Dennis Eckersley, 2004, Bruce Sutter, 2006, Rich Gossage, 2008, and Hoffman.